Guys? Coach Andrew here with Hoop Life. Today I'm going to talk about 5 tips you can implement into your game, your defensive game, to be a lockdown defender, not let anyone drive past you. So the first tip that we're going to work on is know who you're guarding. It's like anything. You have to know the competition. You have to know if they're a shooter, if they're a driver. You have to know which way they're handed, what their offhand is, what their weakness is. If you don't know that, and you're blindly guarding someone, your chances of being a lockdown defender aren't going to be very good, because there's some players that are so good, even with good defense, they're still going to score on you. So know everything about them as a player to the best of your ability. The second step is always stay in your stance. A good defensive stance looks like this. Your chest is up, your knees are bent, should be so low that you can easily touch the floor. The second that you get out of this stance, put your hands on your knees, step up, that gives the defense an automatic entry to the basket or to the open floor. So you need to stay low, touch the floor if you have to. Like a lot of players you'll see, they'll get down low, they'll touch the floor, but stay low. If you can't stay low, you're not going to be a lockdown defender. The third tip to being a lockdown defender is to be loud. Some of the greatest defenders in the world are the loudest defenders. And if you are going to be a great defender, you need to be loud. Think of yourself when you play offense. Think of when there's that player that's all over you, that's screaming, ball, 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 and they're in your face. That's a lot harder to play against. So the same thing with you. When you're playing defense, you need to be loud. You need to be relentless, in their face, hands all over the place. That is really going to help. The fourth tip is you need to practice like you want to play. So many players that we see come through our camps, that we see when we do different consulting with different teams, the one thing about them is that they don't practice like they want to play. Everyone wants to be a lockdown defender, but if you don't practice like it and you don't actually go as hard as you can to the point of exhaustion when you're in practice, getting low, pushing yourself as hard as you can, in the game it's not going to happen. So you need to practice like you want to play. That's the fourth tip. And then the fifth tip and the final one is my favorite. You have to have the mental toughness on defense. Defense is such a mental game, and it really just takes whoever has a stronger mind, whoever is mentally stronger is going to be the better defender. You need to have that mindset. Like we tell all our athletes, you are the better defender and they're not going to score on you. If you're playing deny defense, you're not going to let your man come in and take that ball from you or get a pass to them. You need to have the mindset that you are the best, and really those are the tips. So to recap, tip number 1, know who you're guarding. Know everything about them to the best of your ability, what their strengths, what their weaknesses are. The second, you need to stay in that stance. Stay nice and low, touch the floor, get low, never get out of that stance. The third step, you need to be loud as you can. All the time. If you're on a defender, you need to be ball, 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 ball. If you're in defense, you're in deny, you need to be yelling, deny, deny, help, help, help. You need to always be talking, letting your team know what's happening. The third step is you need to practice like you expect to play. Every player that we've ever talked to, they all want to be a lockdown defender, but few are willing to put the practice in. So push yourself to that point. Push yourself, get exhausted. It's good to feel that burn in your legs. And then the final step is win mentally. You got to be mentally stronger than every other player.